Think that's working?
There.
Think we're live now?
Now.
Okay, so it's my fault, everybody, that the sound didn't work right away because I was so nervous that Robby Fagundes came all the way from California to sit in our studio that I messed everything up here. So welcome, everybody. My name is Jason Schultz, sitting next to my buddy Ryan Zolik here. He's kind of grumpy today. Is it that time of the month, Zolik? Sure, whatever it is. Robby Fagundes all the way over here on my left as you're looking on the screen on the right, all the way from California. And Robby pulled up in Ellsworth, Wisconsin, had his mini rods up there, his daughter, and then Wyatt Borth, Doug Borth's son, drove one of the other mini rods as well. So, Robby, welcome to Richland Center, Wisconsin.
Great to be here.
Does this compare to California at all, or what do we got going on?
Everything's about the same except a lot wetter. We almost need a canoe to get up here today.
Yeah, we had a bunch of rain in May, and it's been really dry like the last 10 days, and everybody's yards are drying up, and they're freaking out, but had a nice little storm roll through there a little bit ago. So, hey, can we talk right away about your crew shirt?
Yeah, that's actually a childhood friend, the Martella end of our pulling deal, and it started back in, the 90s, late 80s. He was right out of high school. He was a year younger than me. He's my younger brother's best friend, and he just passed away last Friday. So we're on our way out here, and that happens, and, you feel obligated to stay home, but... Jason was, just an all-around good guy, and you can't find a better person to grow up with. So that's kind of why I was packing, and I seen that shirt, and I had to grab it and get it out here on what was going on in tractor pulling. If you noticed, I posted some videos of Bullworm, which was the mini mod he drove, on my Facebook page, and I couldn't really say anything yet because a lot of family members weren't contacted. So I just kind of put it up, and people understood what it was for, and just a good guy. It was a hard hit on me personally and everybody in my family, and just tough deal. So.
Are we live, Ryan? Yeah, we are live. Everyone's commenting. We already have 6 comments.
Is it that Robby's cute or anything like that, or what?
What? Yeah,
it's like the top one, right?
Yeah, look at
must be Kevin or someone.
Mary's already on, and Amanda's commenting, and I don't know what you guys are doing over there, but
I seriously don't see the live feed.
We're looking at it right now.
I know you are, but we're not.
Well, you must.
That's why they don't let you touch the buttons.
Yeah, this is why he doesn't touch anything.
Yeah. So, Robby, talk about what's going on.
Well, this year...
Let everyone know you actually drove all the way out here.
Well, actually, this year, I'll be honest, I would have sat out, and Donnie Reeves... He has run California Mule. He runs a trucking business out west, and he's a big part of pulling. Pulling to be any good, if he wasn't a part of it, it would take a big hit, right along with a few other boys out there and a couple other promoters.
Massetti says hi.
Brian Massetti's one of them.
He's watching right now.
He's one of the main
promoters
out there.
Yeah, they say you're hiding in the corner.
Yeah. My daughter will bug me about my double chin.
Should we switch chairs?
No, but all this is giving them ammunition to bag on me later on. So
it's going to be fine. So if you're just joining us, we got Robby Fagundes all the way from California. It was up in Ellsworth, Wisconsin. He stick around to go to the Hutchinson is called the Power Pull. Is that right?
Showdown in Kurtown?
No, you're sticking around though.
We are sticking around for Hutchinson.
I think they call it the Power Pull,
yeah,
right?
Hutchinson Power
Pull. We are very aware of another puller puts that on, which is the Rose family, I believe.
And we're going to call Julie here in about 15 minutes or so. Once we get done picking on you a little bit.
That's pretty much why I stuck around last year, and pulling region, and then having the Grand National guys roll in and getting a little reality check is a good deal. So we did it. We did it last year, and then.
How many years have you been coming to Ellsworth? Was this your number 2?
This is I've been coming east for 2 years prior to this. And last year would have been pretty much summing it up for me. But Donnie Reeves got the bug, and then Doug Borth promotes his deal, and he called Donnie, and he was turning the wrench in Donnie a little bit. And Donnie said, well, I kind of like everything that's about, supporting FFAs and all the local chapters. So he says, I'd like to go if we can. I said, okay. And then I said, well, I'll go, Donnie. I'll fly out and do whatever I can to help you, but I really can't swing it this year. I said, but... if you're going to go, you might as well stay for NTPA Grand National the next week and see where you really are. And he's all, well, I don't think so. And I said, well, that's one hook. So, to go all that way. And so he decided, him and his wife actually flew home, but they drove everything out. And I was lucky enough to fly this year.
Okay.
And so, really, I'm riding on his coattails. He'll tell you that he rode on mine, but, after his impressive pass the other night, I think I'm going to ride on his for a while.
His is the California Mule, correct?
California Mule.
And it is the former Honkin' Donkey, right?
Honkin' Donkey.
From Pathways?
The Mule came from two angles. One that it used to be the donkey, and the other one he's out in California moving things. He's a truck driver, and he runs a trucking company, and so he's a mule.
Yeah, you're repping the Reeve trucking hat there.
Yep,
Good job.
yep.
Good job. So what time is it at home right now? Is it 2 hours behind? 3
I
hours
believe
behind?
so. I think it's 5 out there.
Okay, 5 o'clock. So cool. So if you're just joining us, let us know where you're watching from tonight. Let us know where you're watching from, and be sure to share the video out there that we got live with Robby. We're going to talk to Julie Rose here pretty quick from the Power Pole in Hutchinson, Minnesota, and then, like I said, Robby's sticking around for that. So you have 2 tractors in your stable now?
2 in mine.
Okay.
And Donnie Reeves has 2, and he brought 1, and he brought a truck out of his 3. He has 3 top-level truck. One's rags, the other one is hired gun, and then he has triple throwdown, and he brought triple throwdown, which is a truck that he's built from scratch, and he brought it out, and he got a little excited on the driving part of it, but what a weekend. It's going to be memories that I'll have forever. Just the whole thing with Donnie and Lori, and it's just a good to my daughter and Wyatt and Doug. It's just, you can't, some lifetime memories. That's all you can do.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So, Doug's son Wyatt is sitting over here, and he got to drive which mini did he drive?
He drove the one that actually won last year.
The sharecropper.
Sharecroppers.
Okay.
So he had a little pressure on him because it won it last year. And I think this year when he got done, I think his girlfriend broke up with him, and that was it. He didn't do too good.
He's gonna regret coming down now, isn't he?
No, he did a good job driving. I missed a little bit on the fuel. We're at 4,000 feet, and I didn't adjust for it. And I don't know. It's hands full really as of late. So, all the help we can get, and that's why he drives. Because when we come here, he just makes life easy for us. So
good.
Doug and him, and Doug pretty much appoints him to us to help us out and get us doing what we need. So.
Perfect. Ryan and I talk about it often on the show. Besides diesel trucks, we feel the mini rod class is growing the fastest all over the country. We're seeing all these, I would say, Grand National mod pullers and Champions Tour mod pullers now teaming up with a mini rod. Like, Berg has a mini rod now. Boyd's have a mini rod now. Joe Ader, who else does? Does Leichners have one too? They have the Bobcat.
They
don't
own it.
Splinter.
That
group. They just added 2 more.
Yep, and Shelton's have them now.
Shelton. They just added 2. They had one last year. I believe they brought Max Smith's old one.
Okay, the Hawkeye Hemi.
Yep. That's what I'm not sure, but I think they bought that.
It's our show. We can
then he added 2 more. So I don't know what they're if they're TRB or if they're advanced, or I don't know what they are. I haven't seen them up close yet, but I think he won one of the first big pulls out of the gate.
Benson, they won Friday night.
So wow, them guys.
And a 5th. I think they got first and a 5th.
Yep. So Brett Berg's too. Brett Berg or Chris Martin was actually in Ellsworth, and he gave us a good lesson in competing in truck and tractor pulling in NTPA. He was first puller and dropped on us at the last second, and had Jesslyn scrambling to get in the seat. And it's a new tractor, and she made a good pass, we thought, until all the other tractors went, and it wasn't so good at that point. So, but it was a good time, definitely a good time, and learned a lot from them guys.
No, that's awesome. It's awesome. It's so cool to have you here. I met you for the first time when the Live a Little team brought me out to where we were in Montana, right? Last August? Wyoming. And what pole did we meet at then?
We did Worland, and then I think you showed up in Riverton.
Yes, they had that county fair.
Yep.
So then we went to that casino. Yep, that's where you were staying that night. So that was an early morning, that's all I'm going to say on that little deal. But we had a good time.
Oh, we did.
We had a good time. So I said, I'll never forget Robby Fagundes after that.
Yeah, we had a real good time.
So Brandon, one of our main admin that does most of our posts on our page, he came up there in video. Doug got him on the track, and we were, Doug hired us, to promote his pull for him this year, the Beer Money Pulling Team. We've been talking about it a lot and having Doug on for different events and things like that. And from everything I've seen, with social media now, Robby, and the internet, if something goes good, nobody ever really talks about it. You know what I mean? If something goes bad, it's all over everywhere. And I haven't seen anything but good things about the Ellsworth Bowl. You told me it looked like the biggest crowd they ever had. They added extra seats, and they filled all those up again. Beautiful weather. I mean, did you guys have the nice breeze that we had in Wisconsin?
The weather was great.
Okay.
I mean, we pulled in to the grandstands last year and found a seat. And this year, I believe he added 3 more sections. I think he told me, and it felt the same when we pulled up there and joined in at about 11:30 to the crowd, and it was still crowded. I mean, people didn't leave. I don't know if they were staying for the diesel trucks or what class they were, but I mean, California, 3 hours, people are going home.
Yeah. So Brandon goes to tons of polls for us, and he lived in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and he honestly said that he feels Ellsworth probably has one of the best facilities and pulling tracks that he's ever seen in his life. Like he said, just from the setup, he said everything is great. So would you echo that, or? Yeah,
I would. Donnie Reeves asked me, so what's Hutchinson like? Because he's going to Hutchinson next week, and he said the facility, and I looked around. I said, it's a Grand National pull, and this is supposedly they got Grand National, but the facilities. About the same. I mean, they're really nice facilities, both of them.
The Roses have done a heck of a good job with that, I know. So now, how far is Hutch from Ellsworth?
I think they're gonna fly in Thursday. We're gonna pick them up. I think it's about a 2-hour drive east.
They're only 30 minutes from the Twin Cities is Ellsworth. So
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and Hutchinson's a big deal because it's the only Grand National in the state of Minnesota. I mean, it's the home Esden Lane and Brett Bergers, and Roses have their modified. There's a lot of big names. Is it Kilmeyer's?
Kilmeyer's is
and then those big semis now. Is it Eileen, that family that has that?
I think
and
so.
And then the Buckeye Bulldog now is up there. Is I think their last name is Fehn or Fehn, Fehn. I don't know how to spell it exactly. Sailors are from Minnesota. There's a lot of pullers from Minnesota. There's not a lot of I guess you would call these marquee events. I mean, Ellsworth is obviously one of the ones. I always talk about a pull. If you can just say the name, like Toma, Bowling Green. Ellsworth. I mean, I know it's Showdown. I know it's Showdown in Kurdtown, and it's a great name for an event. But it's just one of those you don't miss them. You know what I mean? I think Hutch is definitely approaching that, and they really did an awesome job with billboards this year. They had a stray horse on there, and that's what it's got to be because, Ryan, you and I talk about this a lot, but kids aren't growing up on farms anymore, and they're not seeing that tractor thing. They don't get to it like we do. Because we grew up doing this, we love it, and. We got to bring more and more fans in the stands, and I think that's starting to happen. And so, I'm sure Doug was well over 5,000 people in attendance from what you're saying.
I believe so. I think he kind of put a rough number on it, saying that in the years past it's 40, and they added 2,400 more seats, and I didn't see room, to just go pick 5 or 6 people.
Just looking at the pictures from all the different.
So they had 10 classes and 2 tracks, right?
Yep. I think the heaviest class was 19 in it.
That's super farm? Or is that 2-wheelers?
I just know that the guy in the staging lanes was like, there's 19 of them. And we were after them, and he made it sound like that was the biggest class.
I know the Something Fierce Trevin Road, he's from Minnesota, I believe, or is he from Wisconsin? He won super farm.
Rody's from? Yep, he's from Wisconsin.
Okay, he's from Wisconsin. Up there
he's up by Ellsworth.
Okay, perfect. So kind of a hometown pull for him. Rose won the mock class. There's Doug.
Oh, he did.
We should pay attention to that there a little bit. So
I was kind of getting stuff around.
That was a very impressive mock class.
Yeah, and that's the first time.
Did they have
Doug's had the mods there,
7
right?
or 8.
That's fine.
It was a good number. It was. I mean, for who was there, the names that were there, I was impressed.
We're gonna bring Wyatt Borth in. Talk about driving a mini rod for the first time. Robby, you want to coach him a little bit?
I think he's fine. He's been getting.
You want to talk in the microphone, son? I know you're Doug Borskin, so you're a little slow.
You're blocking everyone from seeing him.
Sorry.
So get out of the way.
Anyway, Wyatt joined last year when I drove in and had bugs 2 inches thick on the motorhome. We got directed to the farm, and Wyatt pulls out the pressure washer or steam cleaner, whatever, and he just goes to town. And I think after meeting Wyatt for like 15 minutes, just the conversations he was involved in, I was like, this kid, how old are you? He's like 15. I said, he got like 3 jobs. He's going around the corner and working, and he's working for the grandfather, and he's working. And I'm like, man, what kind of stuff's going on here? Well, he just was Doug assigned him to us and just had him help us. And this year was the same way. And last year I kind of told him that if he wanted to drive one, so he did. When I had to tune things up, he helped me. Everybody else flew home, and he got to put one in reverse for the first time. And if anybody knows mini rods, that's always a sight. So he blew the tires off of it a few times, and then after that, he picked it up pretty good, and I think he drove. I mean, he did a great job for us. He just went out there and did it like a pro.
You have nothing to say, Wyatt, at all? Or?
No, not too much.
So what's it like to be the son of Doug Borth?
It's alright.
It's all right.
I guess
Is your dad more talkative than you, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
EM2 polling is in the house.
Oh, that's a kid out of Arizona running natural mini.
Is that Phillips?
Yep, James
Okay.
Phillips. He's what'd you call him? Is he a homer of some other radio show that he's not doing his duties on?
The Pulling Radio Network.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's done a couple shows, and then he got introduced to pulling himself, so he's got his hands full with just his own tractor. So
It happens.
yeah,
It happens to the best of us. You have to say something, Wyatt.
like hello
Like, hello, my boy.
or cheese curds or something.
Yeah.
Or cheese curds. This will be reached by like.
Usually, 50,000 sometimes.
Yeah, so
Depends on the show.
yeah.
So we're pulling in the West Coast tonight. So
I can't say this.
get up if you're not going to talk.
When he got done pulling, the guy he bumped out of the
Tearing down
seat
the
was
place.
there, and he didn't fare so well against that crowd. I mean, you had Himersons, you had just some guys that from last year running the region and having to step it up. Wow,
Are you gonna have your dad
were
build
all
one, maybe?
impressive from Hoffman. I was impressed. Hoffman didn't have a very good run, but boy, he was at the top of the field. I mean, if he'd had
Donnie's watching. Talking overrated, Wyatt.
if he would have had a little bit of front end weight, I think he would have been a handful that night. But Wyatt did okay, but he didn't end up in the top of the pack. When he got out, he said, "Well, it was still fun, even where I finished."
Yeah.
I don't know where he finished 8 out of 11 or
That
something.
was great. So if
Made it
you're,
down the track.
if you're watching the show, we got a question for Robby Fagundes, mini rod puller all the way from California, sitting in our house, or the studio, the studio. This isn't my house. This is a worldwide studio of the Beer Mummy pulling team. No, it's just my house. It's our dining room.
I don't
my
think
house.
no one's gonna
You don't
buy
think
that.
they're going to buy it? So,
What did we call it when I didn't know any better?
the
called
compound.
No, the studio. I said, "Where are the directions to the studio?" And
Oh,
so-
yeah. And I said, it's my house.
Did you get lost in Richland Center at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
I looked for the guy that you told me holding the cardboard sign in the corner.
Did you give him $1?
We're here right now. I mean,
Yep.
he pointed. Jason.
Perfect. Perfect. So how did you get into pulling, Robby?
Oh man, like I said, my brothers actually did. I think my dad introduced my brothers to it. Actually this weekend they're doing a show in Stockton, and when I was very little, maybe 5th, 6th grade, I remember jumping in a truck with my brothers, and we drove down to Stockton, and it was Johnny Mello heyday, and they actually had an NTPA pull in Stockton, and some of the big boys were there, and that was really one of the first 2 years that I experienced it. But to get NTPA out there back then, I don't know what kind of hassle it was. I know what it'd be today. But basically my dad introduced my brothers to it through Johnny Mello because they farmed together, and then through my brothers, we just growing up, it was just in the family forever.
Yep.
I mean, more than 30 years. I think I looked the other day when the whole Jason deal, I looked at him and I was looking for video, and he was done in 2000, right around 2000 was the latest video I can find. And then now that I know his daughter's 16 and I believe 14, his oldest daughter, that's about, he's been gone he hasn't pulled he still goes to the shows. And
That's one of the questions. Do you see John Mello often? That's Kevin Dick living on the edge.
Johnny Mello and Chip Mello and Jason did a lot of farming together.
Okay.
So that's, I see Johnny, my trips out here, the first ones to really, send you a message was Jason, and then I see Chip in town, and he mentioned some things, and Chip had interest of putting, Chip and Jason almost put something together at one time when I first built the sled out there, and they were kind of interested in it. And Chip just says, I got so many, the shoes are so big to fill. If I come back, I can't just go build an injected mini. I got to do top notch because that's just the way it is. So And
What's,
see him
Maybe
around.
Trent wants to get into mini ride pulling.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, so Trent says how. So Robbie,
He's
what's it
a-
cost? He's a 85 limited pro.
Which is like a hot farm track.
Yeah, with 24 fives. They won the Western
Did
Series.
they
So,
win in Mexico?
yeah, by just like this much.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
100, oh, that's always that tight. But
Yeah.
what's the cost to build one? What if we started right now, Robbie? What are we gonna need to build the top of Grand National?
He's a
Mini
tractor puller. Who was asking.
I think you can get it done. Donnie Reef might laugh at me right now, and I can laugh at you too because I just spent a lot more than that. But to get a solid mini, I think you can get it done for 45, and that's a tube frame. I mean, these guys.
Most of the cost is motor, right?
Yeah, the motor.
Like, what's a Minor Brothers motor cost?
A minor motor costs about 44.
Okay.
And then you got the running gear, which the transmission is going to cost about $4,000, and then the rear end's going to, if you do the billet, everything. But you could do a cheaper version for like $6,000, or you can spend the big money and do it for about 10.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't cut any shortcuts on a rear end because them things can get pretty wild without a good beat rear end. So I mean, that's a
They
safety
and you guys still weigh 2,000 pounds? Or
2,050,
right?
2,050.
So horsepower, what kind of numbers are we putting out now?
Man, I heard some secrets on a dyno that I wasn't supposed to share, but since I'm not saying names, I do hear 2983. That's how precise it is. But then I hear 26, 24 is where a lot of them are.
Okay.
I mean,
No, I'm just curious.
I don't know what mine are, but
Adam Kester wants to know how your new motor.
oh man, the motor did.
Speaking of Minor Brothers,
Yes, yeah.
No, the motor did everything it could. I didn't get time to look into it while it fell on its face. I did put a high gear into it. I was conservative on the fuel. The fuel was, we were at 4,000 feet. The fuel was 15 fat, if I had to guess today. I mean, just by reading the plug. The gear was a little bit taller than what Donnie ran. I mean, the motor, you can't ask. I mean, that stuff is like jewelry inside. You just can't. And the support we get, because we got Bob right there in Stockton, and that's why Donnie is like, Donnie's. He did a couple passes back home, and I was like, "Are you trying to blow this thing up so you can get it to Bob, or what?" Because he drove the wheels off of it. I mean, I was like, "Ugh," but you can't ask for it. I mean, the minor motor is really, like I said, for even in Hutch the other night. I mean, going to Hutch, I'm curious to see where it's going to be. Mm-hmm. I know my fuel's way off. Donnie's is pretty close. I don't know if Adam helped him on the fuel or where we got the fuel. Bob might have done it. I think he flowed it, but I need help.
What's your timing? He's wondering about your timing.
Timing ran 27, so I don't know if I'm supposed to be blurting that stuff out. But
he'll let you know. He'll let you know in a little bit.
Yeah. No, I mean the plug. I haven't pulled Donnie's plugs yet, but I did clean it up today. But we're gonna get to that tomorrow, and I'll send you a picture if you're going to help me. You know me; I need all the help I can get. But I understand you. You still got your deal to do. So, but Adam's been a lot of help, and he'll tell you straight out it's a black eye for him if we have the motors and they don't do good. So
right.
He does give you. To me, it's honest.
He wants to make sure
help,
they run.
and I mean, the numbers he gave me, I'm like, wow, that's nice and lean, but I might not want to do that just yet.
Yep. So, well, let's get Julie Rose on the phone here.
Okay.
And then you guys can interview her. I'll quit talking, and then we'll get Klint on here. No, Rob, we have a celebrity from California in the house tonight. So if you're watching the show again, it's Monday, June 12th. We have Robby Fagundes, all the way from the house, and his sidekick Wyatt Borth, who was unable to talk, so we stuck him over in the peanut gallery. And now Matt Ingham's going to think he's going to want to think we're stealing copyrighting that as well. But Robbie, it's so good to have you here.
We're going to do a quick switch here.
Okay, no
Let
problem.
everyone know.
I put it up on Facebook and beermoneypulling.com, and we get quite a few people watching the show, Not everybody can, on a Monday night and stuff like that. Just have a lot of fun with it. It's great having you here because you're a good dude, and coming all the way up from California to pull with us, it's pretty awesome. So what's Eric saying? Jason, you need to talk like you're on vacation every other week. Yeah, I am going to Canada on Friday, so you know what I mean. So we'll see how that goes. Just spreading the love, Pruitt. I'm just spreading the love. Matt Ingham says no comment.
Hello.
Hey, Julie. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, thanks.
How are we sounding on... Last week we had a little bit of phone trouble. Is it echoing for you at all? Or is it okay? Can you hear us okay?
Okay, it's not really as loud as I'd like it to
Sure.
be.
Let me turn it up here.
Can you turn your end up?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Is that any better?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, I think that'll be okay.
I just want to make sure you can hear us. And then we have Rob Fagundes in studio with us as well.
Hi, Julie.
Yep.
So how's everything going? It's a busy week, I'm sure, for the Roses, getting ready for the Power Pole Nationals.
It is a busy week.
I'm sure it's been a busy 2 months probably at least, or a busy year.
Yeah, we're farmers too, so that would add to it.
Yeah, have you guys been, did you guys get hit pretty hard the other day, or like the Twin Cities?
Yeah, we got a doozer storm yesterday. I know a lot of people had some damage. We had hail damage. We actually had a grain leg kind of tip over, so we got that going on. But, you know.
But the weather looks great for the weekend for the most part. 'Cause I know you guys have had some weather issues for a couple of years there, it seems like.
Right. Well, last year we had a complete rain out, and we haven't had too many of those in the 20-some years. Just a few events. But this time I think we're going to have a good weekend.
No, it looks great all around. I think it's not going to be as hot as last weekend as well, and
right.
And I know just the growth of your guys' pole has been phenomenal for NTPA, and of course being the only Grand National pole in Minnesota, it draws such a crowd. And I know you guys have been adding bleachers for the last 3 or 4 years, I'm sure, and you're still probably looking for more room.
Yeah, we're setting them up today, and we did order more. Yes.
So why don't we kind of give a rundown and let what everyone can expect for the Power Pole Nationals up in Hutchinson? I know you guys do a great job on your social media, and you put up a lot of billboards across Minnesota and into. Do you put up any in Wisconsin or just around Minnesota, Minneapolis area? But you guys do a great job of promoting your pole and getting it out there for everyone to know.
Well, in the past, I think the billboards have really helped us out a lot, and we try to target out about an hour and a half or a radius out, and maybe a little bit more from the Hutchinson area. Case IH has been a big sponsor of our billboards, and so has LGC. Both of them help get the word out.
No, absolutely. And another great comment that we hear from like a lot of the pullers is how great the track is at Hutchinson as well. You guys being pullers in the modified class and unlimited class now, you guys definitely know what the pullers want in a class, and I'm sure Robby can contest to pulling on that, how great the track is.
I mean, we pulled on it one night last year. We got rained out the first night, and driving 2,200 miles, you'd think you'd be a little upset, but to be there with them guys, and I mean, the first thing they do is we got to knock on the motorhome door, and we're rained out. And the second knock, like 10 minutes later, is we're feeding you again. Everybody goes, and I was not upset about getting rained out. It was still a great weekend.
That is a bummer when you drive that far. I know.
I wasn't that disappointed. My daughter was, but I wasn't. I was happy just to. I mean, you guys really took care of the pullers, and that's why we went, because I knew it was a puller putting on a pool. So that's why we wanted to do it.
I know when we go too, that was that's an important thing, is how you're treated and what. How they can make you more comfortable, because you're not at home, and sometimes that's a hard thing.
Yeah, it was great.
No, you guys definitely know all the traveling, because you guys probably travel quite a bit or put on the miles throughout the summer following the Grand National Circuit, especially being up in Minnesota and some of those far southeastern poles that you guys hit on the tour as well. So you guys know what you like to expect, for pullers and how many years has the Power Pole Nationals now been going on on the Grand National Circuit?
Well, this is the 6th year on the Grand National, and probably about the 23rd year we were a region event.
Okay.
Even before that, in the early 90s, and actually the first pole was in '85 at the farm. So we've been going back a while.
No, absolutely, and you guys have kind of changed dates too, just to kind of make it fit with the Grand National schedule. Is that correct? Because where the original pole was.
Yep, as a region event, it was in July, and then on the Grand National level, of course, you have to kind of fit in that circuit. So then we moved up into June, which works good for Hutchinson because there's a big area festival at that time. So it works good for us, and hopefully for everybody else. I know the farming schedule makes it kind of tight on a lot of pullers. and we can only pray that Mother Nature helps us out.
No, absolutely. I think the last couple weeks have probably been helpful, especially since a rainy May, in terms of getting that first crop of hay in and getting everything planted, and I think it's been a great couple weeks. And
replanted.
Yes, replanted too, probably. And we just had a heavy rain come through now, and we needed it because we haven't had rain probably almost 2 weeks here. So because we're in southwest Wisconsin, so all the heavy rain has been hitting like the more central and northwest Wisconsin, kind of in the Ellsworth, and that area has been hit pretty hard with rain. And we've actually been on the drive. Our grass was going brown already in the last 2 weeks. So
right, yeah, you guys be careful not to curse it because we sure need it too.
Yeah, okay. But let's give the class rundown here quickly. So the NTPA Power Pole Nationals is Friday and Saturday night, starting at 7 o'clock, both nights. They'll have four-wheel drive, minis, the Pro Stocks, Semi, Super Stock diesels, and unlimited modified tractors. Just a great rundown. You have 2 tracks pulling, and I've never been there, but just from the pictures and videos that I've seen, the fans are really right on top of the action, and that really makes it great, I think, for the fan experience too.
Yeah, it does, and we really try hard to make it a lot of fun. We have a great sound system and really good announcers that pump up the crowd. I think that's part of it, is when they feel that they are going to root, their favorite pullers, and everybody just kind of gets into it. And it's just the energy there matches the power, of the tractors, and that's really so exciting. Even as a promoter, I know all the other promoters out there know the same feeling.
No, absolutely, and then you'll have the big screen there as well, correct?
Yes.
And then they'll be filming for the RFD TV as well for later in the fall. So a lot of great excitement, of course. The live streaming as well. So if you can't make it, check out the live streaming package that NTPA has. That's also a great option if you're unable to make it. For those maybe like for Robby's family out west, that's a great option for them that obviously can't make the trip.
Right.
But still be able to see it live.
Yeah, they text us throughout the night when we're running, and they're all watching.
Is Kelly your wife?
Yep.
Yep, she said Mama Fagundes in the house.
Yeah.
Just commented.
Yeah.
Shout out to my lovey.
Well, she's just one that doesn't get enough credit. I mean, but it is what it is.
Yep.
She lets you leave home. Huh?
Yeah, you give them an inch, they win a mile. So
Did Rose's tractor win up in Ellsworth, the mod class?
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
The modified, yes, in Ellsworth.
So was that your first hook of the season in terms of actually getting it pulling out on the track then?
No,
or did you guys do some tests?
Also.
Oh yes, you guys were
unlimited.
Yep, that's correct.
Last Saturday in Ellsworth modified, yes.
Yeah, speaking of long distance travel, how far was Benson for you guys?
I think about 23 hours.
Yeah, that's a lovely trip.
Yeah. Just a little jaunt.
Yes, just a little bit. But
I know there's a lot of pullers that put on just as many miles.
Yes.
So.
But a great facility, the Galot pulling team, and they just did an outstanding job of building that facility and just the experience that they're putting on for pulling in North Carolina and for the pullers as well that make those long trips out east.
Right. Yeah, it is a big commitment, and sometimes it's like I feel that there's nothing short of a miracle that it kind of all falls together.
No, absolutely. And for those that maybe are never been to Hutchinson, and kind of explain where the fairgrounds is for people, maybe how close you are to the Twin Cities, maybe for those that are unfamiliar with Minnesota, and maybe just thinking about maybe making the trip up.
Right. We're about 60 miles west of the edge of the Twin Cities. So it's a nice distance, good roads out there. The fairgrounds is on the south end of Hutchinson, the south side of town, and it's really easy to get there. It's on Airport Road. If you're going to Google a map, you probably don't want to come through town, but right on Highway 15 at the south side of Hutchinson on Airport Road, you could get right in. It's real easy.
No, absolutely. And we were just talking before we came on with you just how many great pullers that come from the state of Minnesota that maybe some people don't even realize. Of course, you guys have Edson Lane, along with you guys, Jack Kielmeyer, just a lot of great pullers that pull on the national level that really support pulling and make the trips all over the country and really represent a wide variety of classes in the state of Minnesota.
Minnesota is a great state for tractor pulling. You're correct. Yeah.
So what's the cost for each night for the sessions for those that will be attending the Power Pull Nationals?
There's 6 classes both nights, and each night is the same, so it wouldn't matter which night they came. So the adults are 22, and the children are 12, and there's camping available for $25 for the weekend. So we try to do the best to make it the most fun event and affordable too.
No, absolutely. And were you what year were you Grand National Pull of the Year? Was it last year or was it a couple years ago now?
No, it's been a couple of years ago.
Okay.
The years go by so fast.
Sure, yeah.
I'm trying to look at the plaques, but no, it's been a little bit.
Yeah,
so
but that's still a great honor.
Yeah, it's a wonderful honor. All the honor awards that you can earn in NTPA are an honor, and so maybe this year we can try again and get up there.
Weather hasn't been the best in the last couple of years, so that probably has that puts a damper on, of course, because it's voted on by the pullers, so they normally like. Just to be voted Grand National Pull of the Year, and I know from the first year that you guys had it to now, it's just amazing how many seats you've added to the to the fairgrounds. And what's the population of Hutchinson? And
Hutchinson's about 12,000.
So it's a pretty good size. Small town just west of.
It is, but Hutchinson still has a huge agriculture community. And all of our sponsors are in agriculture, and it's close to the city. It has everything that you need. It's a very pretty community. We're so blessed to be here to do it.
No, absolutely. And what's kind of your max capacity that just off the top of your head that because I know you guys pack it in there because we see it on the comments, just like people that on the end of the track they just pack in there, and I know you guys have worked on that. It's
been kind of hard to tally, but I think we're probably getting close to 6,000 a night.
Sure. No, I would definitely believe that from the photos, and just how well you get the crowd in there.
I experienced something last year that was kind of a tribute to what you guys do. We were at the finish line, and it's a restricted area, and there was a handful of gentlemen there, and they weren't supposed to be in there. They didn't have the restriction, the passes or whatever. And one of the gentlemen that were helping on with the show said, "Hey, you can't be in here." And the kid said, "Hey, we don't have nowhere to sit, this and that, and this and that." And the gentleman pointed. He said, "Well, there's seating down there." And he said, "That's VIP." He says, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'll meet you over there, and I will get you in if that's the only place there is to sit." And he did. He took care of him. He walked him off, took him over there. And, I mean, that's just a tribute to what you guys do. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Thank you. Yeah, we try everything we can to show everybody how much fun tractor pulling is. And the teamwork and the friendship and the competition between doesn't need to be separate, and the family commitment, and it all kind of has to go together.
No, absolutely, and I think that just goes to the hospitality that you see from here in the Upper Midwest of just trying to accommodate to everyone that's making the commitment to come out to the pull and support pulling, and all the pullers that make the trip up to Minnesota each year. And I think you have a great fan base of you have a great support. Obviously, this is the only time if you live in Minnesota to see unlimited modifieds, the Grand National Super Stock diesel tractors all together at one time, and a great mini class. You get people all the way from California to come out.
All the way from California. Fagundes and Reeve.
Yep, pockets inside out over there.
Broke as hell, but they're pulling.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to get butterflies just thinking about it, and they don't go away. They come back every year, the butterflies.
No, absolutely. How long has the Rose family been pulling? I know you guys have been in multiple different classes throughout the years.
Well, it goes back to the early 80s. I remember sitting on the grass line at Elk River, Minnesota, at 300 feet right on the white line, and I remember Esben actually pulling on that, and a couple other pullers, and they're not no longer pulling, but I just thought that was so cool, and I thought, well, that would be neat if we could do tractor pulling. So it kind of started back then. In the 80s and early 90s, we went to modified, but we first, we're diesel pullers, so that's kind of in our blood.
Yeah. What year did you first start? Did you build the first modified tractor?
I think
when you switched over from diesel tractors.
Oh boy, it was in about 89,
Okay.
90 for the modified. Yeah. So it's been a while.
Yeah, so you guys have really gone out through the ranks because you were kind of on the lower side of the in terms of modifieds, and you the last 3 or 4 years you've been unlimited modifieds, and then you do pull in the modified class though too. So right.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, so you guys do the whole engine switch, right? Or put more on and take some off.
Yeah, they must like that.
Yeah.
I was in was it in Rockwell or New Hampton when the frame broke?
Oh.
I seen that live. That was my first year out here. I experienced that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure.
all about excitement of tractor pulling, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Nope. You guys have definitely gone through some trial and tribulation with the modified tractor in terms of like when you first really, between the full on unlimited class and going back and forth between the mods and unlimiteds and trying to find that sweet spot with your chassis. Because especially in Toma, I know you guys have had some bad luck in Toma a few years. So.
Yeah, well, you put all that power on there,
Yes.
you're going to where the weak spot is.
Yep. Yes, you will. Especially with you got 10, 12,000 horsepower going through that rear end.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous at all when you see the tractor come down the track? Are you excited, or what's your kind of feeling when you see them go down the track?
Both, and I'm just kind of cross my fingers in the hope that everything is put together correctly, and that the luck is on the side to giddy up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You actually drove, right?
but he feels this. No, doesn't matter what kind of puller you are. All the feelings are of I hope we can make this a great run.
No, absolutely.
You've drove before, right, Julie?
Yeah, I have. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was there for
I
that,
can
too.
see why those tractor pullers get addicted.
We do that. We got to give our wife
There's nothing like it in the world. Yeah.
We got to give our wife or someone a ride so they back off a little bit and spend a little more.
Yeah. So no, it's a lot of fun. I was just going to mention that we are having a kiddie pedal pull on Saturday at 3:00. If anybody has any kids that want to come, and I guess we'll start that little addiction when they're real little, huh?
No, absolutely. Between the garden tractors and the pedal pulls, I know that the pedal pulling, I think, has really become a big thing. They have of course, it seems like the states have their own competitions, and then they have I believe there's even a national pedal pull that they can qualify for.
There is, and it's just a lot of fun to watch their faces, and they know they see the big guys, and they're trying to imitate that, Yeah,
especially when they show up and maybe they weren't expecting to be in the pedal pull, and then the parents sign them up, and then they actually end up doing well, and it just makes for a great night for them as well.
It does.
Yeah, anything to help keep the kids entertained as well. We put on 3 events here in Richland Center throughout the year, 3 kind of different events, and our main pulling one is in July, the same weekend as Chapel Hill, and we've gone through tried different things throughout the year, and we've always had a pedal pull, though. That's one of the main things that have sticked around at all our events, because it just gives those kids something to do as well. If they if you're between 5 and 8 years old, maybe you're not going to sit through a whole tractor pull, and that gives them something to do. And
yep, and at halftime on Saturday night, we're going to bring those winners down of each weight class, so that kind of gives them something to look forward to.
Yes.
And all the kids that pull. We kind of treat them special, and there's prizes to win, and we just make it a lot of fun.
No, absolutely, and I know every year this is one of the great events on the NTPA Grand National tour that between the pullers and the fans, like we talked about, there's a lot of great pulling in Minnesota, and this is the only time of the year. So if you're in Minnesota this weekend, and this will be the only time of year you'll get to see the Grand National circuit. This is the best of the best pulling, and we're just going to run down the classes real quick. They got Super Stock Diesel, Unlimited Modifieds, the semis, Pro Stock tractors, Mini Modifieds, and the four-wheel drive trucks. So just a great selection of classes. $20 per session. They also have camping available, $25 for the whole weekend, so very affordable for the family. Julie, we just want to thank you for spending some time tonight, and we wish you the best of luck this week. Fingers crossed that the weather holds off as well, and look forward to seeing all the great videos and the results as well on the ntpapoll.com throughout the weekend.
Thank you, yes, and I just want to thank all of our sponsors for making this event possible, and for all the tractor pullers coming, and the family and the fans. And we just can't say enough of how honored we are to be able to help promote this. And we also show our community, how strong we are together and how agriculture is so important. And we do a little pre-show with our military to show our patriotism. And just where we're getting excited. We're excited to see everybody come back. Thank you.
Yep, no, absolutely. We want to wish you the best of luck throughout the summer, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Toma in a couple weeks too. So.
Thank you.
So again, Julie Rose, thanks for calling in tonight, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.
Robby, so cool to have you in studio. Well, Ryan gets Klint Tucker, our final guest on the phone here tonight. So cool to have you in studio. You pulled in Ellsworth, we promoted that, and now you're going to Hutch, this coming weekend to just have Julie on the phone. Yeah. So pretty cool there.
They talk about promoting, and when you talk to them, they sound like it's an honor and all that, but they work their butts off.
Yeah, they do.
Doug, I watched his whole family this week, and last night was a kind of a 15-minute cool off around midnight, and the family was just together, and they should be in a sitcom. Them guys, it was just hilarious to watch the family interact. And
hey, Ryan.
Hey, Klint, how's it going? We are live with you on Let's Grow Poland. I know you had a busy weekend out in Missouri.
Are you awake yet, Tucker?
Oh, yeah, we're awake.
we got Robby from Fagundes in the studio all the way from California. He made it at Jason's house.
He came all the way to California to interview you, Tucker, because he wants to have the mini rods at Gordyville.
Yeah, I was asking about your winter circuit. How come we're not in that?
That would be scary.
I don't know if you know how low that ceiling is in Gordyville.
Sounds like something he needs to answer for.
Oh, my.
But
yeah,
we
had a big weekend out of Mexico. Saturday night we had 7 of our classes, and then 2 classes with the Excalibur group. We're kind of in the partnership with them on a few events, and we had over 130 hooks on Saturday night, and had a really good show. Really liked the young farmers group out there in Kent Norfleet tell them a shout out. Thanks for letting us, be a part of you guys' event this year. It was a good event. I wish we could have went a little faster, but
that's
like all over Facebook. We had a fair bit of carnage ourselves. It wasn't as dramatic as what went on up in Ellsworth, but we tore up a lot of trucks, tore up a lot of 4-1 tractors, even tore up 85 Limited Pro. But looking forward to this weekend. We're going to be in Fayette, Missouri, which anybody who blows smoke in the Midwest over Fayette, that's where the famous Hart Boys are from, and Daryl Hendricks is our contact guy out there, promoter. He works for Hart's. And looking forward to another big show on Saturday night out there at Fayette. We got the diesel pickups, 3.0 diesel trucks, and their 85 and 95 Limited Pro, and then we're with the Excalibur group again, and they got their light limited. They still call them light pro socks, but the whole rest of the world calls them light limited supers, and their pro mod or modified four-wheel trucks. So we're expecting another. I mean, I'd guess we're probably going to have 75 or 80 hooks again this weekend.
No, absolutely, and the way the weather's looking across, at least in our neck of the woods, I'm not for sure if hopefully they'll be the same down there. It's going to be a little bit on the cooler side as well, and not much of a rain chance, so which is great for everyone.
Yeah.
Especially
well, it seems like Daryl. Yeah, seems like Daryl. he them guys they fight the rain just about every year, but hopefully this year we can get her in. I know the farmers are kind of wanting some rain, so maybe it'll rain Thursday and Friday, and we can still get her showing on Saturday. But
yeah, we got our first rain in I believe 2 weeks here, so it just came through, and it was a fast mover, so I don't know how much it's going to help. But our yard is already getting brown, so
yeah.
When it's 90 degrees for almost a week, it doesn't take long to dry things up.
Yeah, the temperatures and the wind and the heat. A lot of guys. I talked to a lot of fellas last night. We all got home from our polls, and everybody's main complaint was all the tracks suck this weekend. And I said, well, it's real hard to, it's real hard to build a good power track when the wind's blowing 30 mile an hour and it's hot as it is. I mean, you got to start on a Tuesday or Wednesday getting water in that dirt if you're going to have a good power track. And, we have some decent tracks out of Mexico. The wind and the heat just firmed them up pretty good and caused a fair amount of carnage in our diesel pickups. But I know all those guys that they're working on trying to get them fixed for this weekend.
Yeah, we were kind of the opposite in Sauk. It kind of went soft in one part of the track, so it kind of left one lane, unfortunately. But we were dealing with the same conditions. It was really warm. We had between 20 and 30 mile an hour wind gusts throughout the evening, so you had that factor. And Jeff May chimed in and he said it's going to be 95 in Fayette on Saturday, where I'm going to be at up in Mackville, which is near Green Bay. I think high 75, so we'll be about 20 degrees cooler. So I'll take that.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever done a pull in Fayette and it wasn't hot, so that's normal. But we got a lot of good tractors coming. We started our points series in our 4-1 class, and our defending champion got the win. We'll congratulate him. And then one of our new guys to our circuit, he took the win in our 85 Limited Pro class, the Grimes family, and we had our diesel superstocks for the first time out of Mexico, and had Brandon Holcomb and I. He's my right-hand man, and it wasn't for him, none of this could be possible. We were laughing there Saturday afternoon. I think we had the most ag code superstocks in a class we can remember, because we actually had 3 ACs and a Minneapolis Moline blowing smoke there for the crowd here on Saturday night.
Probably since either late 80s or early 90s, probably.
Yeah, whenever Lancaster, when the quad was still running. So, but looking forward to working with those guys. We had to sled a little heavy. We tried to run them early, so we kind of showcased how high the smoke goes. But thanks to 30 mile an hour wind, the track wasn't quite ready for them, and then the wind blew the smoke right back down to the ground. So I guess it was a good idea, but it just didn't work out. But
well, at least it was better than the first week you tried having a poll. So
yeah.
So you guys have been really rainy, and now you've been really hot and windy. So.
Yeah. When I wanted to appreciate you guys getting us on. I wanted to let everybody know we were scheduled, those polls we had Memorial Day weekend. We were scheduled those for the I think it's the 1st and 2nd of July.
Okay.
Yeah, Milan's going to be on Saturday the 1st, and then Moberly's going to take Sunday the 2nd. And if nobody's out running around on 4th of July weekend, we'll be over in Missouri. A couple more big shows, and like to invite everybody over. But we had a good weekend in Mexico. We'll look forward to seeing everybody this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to ask Jason if your tractor's ready, but you might do some testing down in Missouri.
Yeah, if the tractor's ready, we're going to go to Fayette.
Okay, so if the tractor's ready, the remedy will be in Fayette. So That's where they'll make
cool.
their first pass of the season. So
Because their points start in Mountain City the following weekend.
Yep. Then obviously it'd be close
Cool.
because where the tractor's at, right? Is it?
Very
it's,
close.
It's right down the road.
The
right?
hometown.
Yeah. Because it's sitting at Hearts right now, right?
Right.
Yeah. So obviously it'd be an easy little just drive if the tractor's ready.
Not far at all.
No. But yeah. So
Yeah,
Brent,
that's
Brent
what I
will
was thinking
drive
about pulling
down
a
to
Fayette.
Brent will always be the
Okay.
driver.
No, I know. Just
Yeah.
assuming.
Yeah,
so.
I'll be in Canada.
Yeah. So he's crossing the border while Brett's,
I'm going north, Brent's going south.
Brett will have to bring a
pulling.
cardboard cutout of you. How about that?
It'll be okay.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about pulling Fayette. If you hurt something, usually the parts are right there, or you can make Daryl go get it before you go home.
Yeah, Clint said if you break something, the parts are right there for you. So
Correct. Yeah, and they have my credit card on file, so it'll be okay.
Yeah. Maybe we can shop around the shop and see if you need something else.
Yeah. Clint said he'll put it on your tab if you need something too.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Maybe you should have said that to everybody.
Yeah, they'll check with me first.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
maybe
Dustin will. I hope. I hope.
Send you a bill in the mail.
Yeah,
be like
what was this?
Be like a thick packet.
Yeah.
They make blower motors.
Yeah.
But anything else going on new with the West? I know you guys, like you said, you had a great start with super stock diesels.
Yeah.
You had 7 great tractors down there, and just the numbers are phenomenal for you guys right now.
Yeah, the numbers are great right now, and we actually had a few tractors that could have been there, and they're waiting on motors or tires. I really expect if we can get all of them through Fayette. And then the following weekend we go out to Chris Weigel's show and Diller on June 22nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Yep.
And I really expect Diller will probably be our normal amount with a few Nebraska Bush guests, but I think we're going to be close to 34 ones at Chris's on the 23rd and 24th. I mean, it's just going to be an amazing show. There's so many good 4-1 tractors out there right now, and getting them all together. In these Silver Series, co-sanctioned Western Series events, there are going to be some huge numbers, and you're going to have a lot of luck and a lot of power to get on top of those piles both nights. But we're looking forward to it, and Chris and the guys out there at the fire department, they put on a heck of a show. They got a good track, good facilities, hotels close, good food out there. I mean, it's just a great event, and I want to invite everybody out there to that. And then, like I said, we'll be at Milan and Moberly first weekend in July. So we're pretty much running every weekend. And Brandon Holcomb did an excellent job getting us a new group of guys. And they all, for the first night out and have the show the size that we had at Mexico, and nobody quit. we ran clear to 1 o'clock in the morning. We hated that. And
yep.
I see we got grilled a little bit for going slow, but we had to. There's some safety aspects to that. The crowd and fans don't understand. We had to. They originally wanted us to, have the tractors going back down toward the start line and exiting off to one side of the 2 tracks. Well, that sounds like an okay plan, but you can't run a tractor down the track with one coming towards it on an exit lane. And you wouldn't think that, 10 or 12 seconds would matter, but it sure does. And
yep.
And it was
especially when you had that many
down
hooks, too.
Oh yeah. Well, the Excalibur group, they jumped in with us, and they had big numbers in their 2 classes, and they have a really nice, they call it 6,400-pound light pro class, and we're looking into adding that class next year on the entire Western Series, some of a light limited deal, and we're excited to see how Badger State's situation works out, the way they got those classes, the way they got the tractors combined, and but I really appreciate you guys letting us be on tonight, and wanted to get on here and thank our promoters out there, Kent Norfleet and those guys worked their tail off, and hope we can come back next year, and hope the fans come back. We'll try to go a little faster next year and get the show in a little quicker, and maybe start a little earlier.
Sure.
I don't know what else to do. But you hate to eliminate anything because if the pullers want to be there and the fans want to watch them, we just might have to start a little earlier or something next year.
Yep, nope, absolutely. And So coming up this Saturday night, the Fayette Power Poll, 6:30 start time with the PPL Western Series. Go to propolling.com, click down on the schedules in the Western Series, and of course whatsmoking.net. You can find all your videos you're completely done with 2016, or were you still working on some?
I'm still messing around some grow farm videos I haven't worked on, but no, we do. I do have the videos you sent me last weekend done, and you get them on there, and then I'm actually working on Mexico's videos right now because I want to make some copies and get it in our merchandise trailer for this weekend, and I want to get the videos back to the promoter because that's one thing that we try to do is we try to get the videos done as quick as we can and back in the promoter's hands so they got something to look at and to use for advertising in the future and give to their sponsors and tell them thanks because we try to do the whole package for the promoters and Jason and you guys have said it 100 times, video is the deal right now, and whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or on DVD, videos is what's selling. It's selling our product right now. So.
Nope, absolutely. I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road here, Klint, and we wish you best of luck this weekend, of course, throughout the summer, and we'll see you down the road, I know, and I'll keep sending the videos to you. So.
All right, buddy. I sure thank you guys. You guys take care and good luck this weekend.
Yep, thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. That was Clint Tucker with the PPL Western Series talking over last weekend, their first official points hook of the season that they got in, and some talking about their new classes and the upcoming schedule and a lot of things going on for PPL Western Series.
Yeah, and it's good to see, having Robby live in studio from California. We have, in the summer the live shows don't do as well because people are busier, but this show's reached 34,000 people tonight, so that's pretty exciting. So Robby, it's great to have you in the studio. Thanks for coming all the way down, and good luck in Hutchinson this weekend. And really excited about that.
Thanks for chatting too. You're chiming in all the time when you can.
You're a good color guy. Yeah, you're a good color guy.
There is one other thing I want to add is the sleds down in Ellsworth. That track patrol was spot on.
Good.
I mean, he did. I run a sled, so I know what it's like. And I mean, 2 people in the pull off out of 11. It was great. And I mean, I think all the sleds there. I think they had 3 or 4 there. They were all great. And I think maybe the Super Farms, which is probably a tighter class to control, they might have had a little fat pull off, but it is.
They had quite a few, and
yeah.
But that happened.
I mean, sled guys, big shout out to them guys. They kept it going. I mean, it was a great show.
That's a tough job,
and I did win. So
you didn't fix it.
Yeah.
So it's some of our Let's Grow Pulling sponsors. It's the 50th year of the Illinois Tractor Pulling Association, and they're going to be in. Is it Cerro Gordo? Is it Cerro Gordo, Illinois?
Cerro Gordo.
Yep. Yeah. This Friday and Saturday, the 16th and 17th, and you can check them out at itpapulling.com. ISP, Illini State Pullers.
Yeah, their first weekend is in 2 weeks. Okay. They are in Cambridge, Illinois, if I'm thinking off the top of my head.
That's fine. We'll talk about them more next week.
Yes.
And then also our Hawthorne Tire. Hawthorne's got second up in. They lost. Kleckler beat them.
Yep.
Double vision.
Right.
The Badger State
Tractor, I believe.
Joe Bush Ag Repair, of course, they were our first Let's Grow Pulling sponsor. Country Smokehouse, the official snack stick and jerky of the Beer Money Pulling team.
Yes.
And then, of course, they have the Deer Processor Super Farm, as well as Fair Valley Performance. I want to thank Dennis. I needed a. So Tony's put my motor back together, Tony McDonald, with the well-spent tractor, and we needed a water pump, and I called him last night, and my son picked it up today and ran it down to Darlington. So we're good to go there. So, of course, Ellsworth Showdown in Kirktown.
Yes, we want to thank Doug.
Thank Doug for all that. And Hart's Diesel, Riverside Engines, Tony McDonald, of course, and then the Badger State Tractor Pullers. I want to give a shout-out to Andrew Armstead from the Sidetrack Show. Got our new shirt today, Ryan. So I'm pretty proud of that. Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And my whole life, I waited to pull at Louisville, right? Excited. And
this is like Christmas morning here.
What do you think of that?
Thing is nice.
So Pulling Tractor Models LLC,
Yes.
Jeff Blackburn.
Amazing job.
Very nice.
For $750. I know it sounds like a lot, but when you see
this is all handmade. All handmade.
It's not a cheap
and he
piece
sold
of plastic.
he sold a couple already. Plus he made one for me. And
he will be up in Toma in a couple weeks. So on Friday night, I believe he'll have a booth up in Toma, and he will also on his Facebook page. You can check him out on Tractor Models?
Pulling
Tractor Models.
Yeah, LLC.
LLC on Facebook. He does an amazing job. He did a great. He donated a tractor to the Never Giving Up Pro Stock to the American Family Children's Hospital raffle.
The details on these things are just amazing. I mean, it's crazy. And I know there's a lot of people that make them, but Jeff really stepped up and helped us out and donated one up there. I know we made
he's a nice local guy.
Yep.
That is
out of Ripon, Wisconsin. Yep. So, Robbie, anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Reef Trucking, MLM. They're standard guys for us out west, but you don't hear their names out here. But I mean, in all reality, keep pulling out west. There is a handful of people. I mean, my brother does some promoting, MLM. I mean, there's L&L. I mean, there's people out there making it work, and they are tractor pull people. They're not, just promoters trying to get something done. These guys are die-hard tractor pull people, and that's, and the competition with the more promoters and the more sleds or whatever it may be to keep everybody honest and try to keep them up in each other, I think is great, and that's where we're out west. I mean, it's good. It's on an upswing, and it's good. We're learning from the east. So
whenever you want to call in, let us know. Shoot me a text or something on Facebook, and if you get anything you want to report, just come on for 5 or 10 minutes. And
do you know when that episode with Jay Leno has it aired?
Jay Leno, they're really hounding me, and I hate to disappoint the pulling world, but they're hounding me right now and my daughter for pictures. But I've been so busy. I wished I had someone to take care of it, because it's really an opportunity for pulling world to get us out there and get it done. But
whose Mini did he drive?
He drove one of my old ones.
Okay.
It's still together, and it's for sale, and it's sitting in the corner of the shop.
He didn't want to buy it and throw it in his garage with his $1 million
he
cars.
would have if he'd known the offer. And actually, I am working an angle right now to give him a redemption shot, because if you've seen this pass, it's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
we had that one. Quite a few people saw that under your money. Thank you for sending that to us.
I definitely pulled the bearings out after that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still working his angle, and there's people out west.
But that's great for pulling. I mean, have Jay Leno drive a Mini Rod.
I don't want to disappoint it. They said this thing's getting ready to air, and I just seen the commercial promoting all his new season.
Okay.
Sure.
And I mean, I need help to get to make sure we do pulling justice on that.
So awesome.
Absolutely.
Robbie, thank you for everything. Wyatt, thanks for coming down tonight. Driving down from Ellsworth, about 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
Chauffeur.
So,
and he did get lost. So.
Oh no, he was good the whole way.
And good luck to you guys at Hutchinson this
Yes.
weekend.
Oh,
It was
we're
great to
gonna try
have
our
Julie
best.
on there, and
I'm calling Adam Kester now. I'm putting him on the spot. If you can't help me out, get that thing in the middle of the pack at least, and it's on Adam. So it's up to Adam to help me out with the fuel. I know I'm way fat, but help me.
There
out.
are so many great pullers, Robbie, and you're just another one. So thank you.
Thank you. You
Good
guys
guy,
are well.
good people. And if Donnie hangs out with you, Donnie's got to be a good guy too.
Yeah, Donnie is the best. Donnie, Brian, I mean, they're just you. Once you meet them, you forget about me. That's for sure. I'm just a gateway to what them guys are doing out there. I see what they're doing. I see what a lot of the other guys are doing, and believe me, I'm more of a follower than I am a leader.
Perfect. Well, we're gonna log off and switch over to our Badger State Weekly show. And thank you for everything, Robbie.
No problem.
Talk to you soon.